Hello again, this is me, Mariana, here, and now for the second reading of the day. This is actually going to be a collective one because today Pluto re enters Aquarius and it's for good. So, starting from today, for the next 20 years, Pluto is going to remain in the sign of Aquarius. Um, so, I feel like we are heading towards a very transformative period, not just for us as individuals who are awakening in a very potent way, but how that's going to shape humanity, how that's going to spark this collective awakening, perhaps, which I'm actually very thrilled and very excited about. Um, so yeah, I don't know what about you, but I was just counting the days for this re-entry of Pluto in Aquarius. Um, so because it is a collective reading, I'm doing it with my big combined deck of tarot cards and astrological oracle cards. We'll see both of them here in your spread today. And the new teacher that was coming up in the recent readings, the recent collective readings, the new teacher has been approaching, started, I believe it was in the new moon in Scorpio reading, or if it was around that time that the new teacher was showing up and it was starting to make its presence known. And here it is, actually, in a very beautiful way because it wants to be kind of like a companion, a journey sidekick for this adventure, but it's one that we need to go on by ourselves. It's almost like we need to choose to go down this road by ourselves. We're going to be met on the other side by this mentor, by this companion, by this guide, this new teacher, but we need to be willing to cross through this threshold because beginning with the tower here, this Pluto in Aquarius can feel like a tower moment for the collective, but I do feel like there is a sense of going back home because to me, the tower represents a safe place, a safe haven, going back to where you feel like you belong, right? But the interesting thing about this tower is that it brought me this feeling of a home that you cannot quite recognize. It's almost like this strange feeling of knowing that this is home and yet it looks different, right? So it's almost like this mismatch between time and space. It's like going back to an old place that you're sure that that was, your place of origin, your family home, your childhood school, whatever it was, but it looks different. It looks like a ruin. It looks like it's been depleted. It's been uh it's like it came down with time, right? So I want to say that there is this strange feeling of familiarity, but also like this enticing invitation to go in, right? Because even though there is this resemblance of a door, there isn't a door, right? It's almost like just the archway. So that's the reason why I'm saying that it feels like you know this place, but there are some parts that are missing, or there are some features that are not exactly the same. So there is this strangeness to it. Although, when you get there with the Five of Pentacles, or when we get there as a collective, right, to this tower moment, it's like, yes, that is exactly the place. When I saw the Five of Pentacles, it brought me back the image of the X on the map. So it was almost like, before this card, it was kind of like this roaming around and just wondering, where is this place, right? But not checking the map. And when there is this place that it feels like it fits, the description or what you could remember of this place, it's like you go to check on the map, right? And it says, yes, you are exactly right. That is the place. You're not mistaken, right? Even though you cannot fully recognize because it is a little bit different. It's like it's been aged by the time, right? That, maybe you can't remember the last time that you were there. Maybe this is talking about, like, past lifetimes, but there is this instant connection. And again, it's like this desire to step into the door, right? Because it's like there is nothing really preventing you from going inside. It's just like this invitation. It's like, come in, right? Come in. You're welcome here. And then when you go and check, it's like, yes, that is perfect. That is the place, right? So you have followed the right path. You were led to the right location. You have found the location, even though it looks a little bit different than you anticipated. And then here, this is where it starts to become a lot more magical and a lot more fulfilling than you envisioned. Because before I saw the Ten of Cups, it was almost like this, not a confusion, but it's like just this desire to make sure that you are in the right place, right? Because although there is this invitation, right, this open invitation, because there is an open door, you know that by crossing this boundary, crossing this threshold, things are going to change, right? It's like it's going through, as Sen talks about the fear threshold. It's like there is no stepping back, right? It's almost like crossing through the door of the death card, right? If you know my deck. But here it is. It's like there is no need to fear this. There is no need to be scared, right? It's like the death door is no longer here, right? It's like it's been ripped apart, right? It's like time has ripped it apart so that you don't have to be scared away. You don't have to be afraid of crossing this. So the instigation, the pull is based on love, and because the new teacher is here. So the Ten of Cups is the shared path that is filled with so much love and compassion and just enjoyment, right? And just this fulfillment. So not only you are in the right place, but you're going to be filled with the sense of having family around, right? So as I said, to me, this card represents home. So maybe there is this, maybe you don't even know that your past generations, so like, you know very old ancestors have lived in this place, but you are going to be like, it's almost like this wave of like this love, right? It's like love intoxicating you, but in a very good way, right? In a very unexpected way. And finding that it's almost like this hierophant here could be almost like an elder, right? Or like an ancestor that you don't know. It's like you don't recognize this one as a family member, but the moment that they show up, right? It's like offering to accompany you, even though this is, meant for you. It's like your ex is like it's drawn here, right? Inside this tower. So it's like go there and take your spot. That is your place. You're going to be it's like you're going to be accompanied, right? It's like in terms of how you feel, it's like you're not going to feel alone at all, right? So even though you don't recognize this one as well, it's like there is this instant familiarity again, right? Because there's so much love. It's almost like it's an ancestor that you don't even know that belongs to your family tree. Maybe they are here in spirit, right? Coming through as the new teacher, but offering like this company, right? It's like they just want to make sure that you don't feel like you're doing this by yourself. They're wanting to be there by your side. They're wanting to mentor you, right? So they're coming through as this offering of help, this offering of guidance, this offering of companionship. But the fascinating thing is because there is kind of like this movement here, in that reading where the new teacher came through for the first time as the Hierophant, it was talking about how this first layer was kind of like a sail on a sailboat that was being exchanged, right? So this first layer was coming down to give way to the new teacher that was just behind. So maybe there is almost like this recognition that because you're the new generation, right? We are, as a collective, the new generation. It's like our ancestors are here to, it's almost like opening the way that I'm seeing this with these two cards specifically. It's like you know, when you pull out like a blanket or a sheet, right? A bed sheet, and it creates kind of like this movement that is so beautiful, right? It's like it floats in the air. This is what I'm seeing here. So it's like they're creating this passage, right? So it's almost like there is some sort of magic trick because the magician is coming next. I feel like they create some sort of magical portal, or there is something that happens, right? That, you know, could be related to the wind, could be related to the atmosphere that just fills the room, fills your path towards this tower with so much love that it's undeniable. And that is opening kind of like this rabbit hole, because this is how the magician is showing up. So there is this companion that is going to make sure that you step into this tower, that you come back home, potentially to your family home, to, you know, your family history, your place of birth, maybe, right? It's like where your family is originally from. But that is a massive rabbit hole. It's like that's a place where the promise is that is going to be magical, right? You already feel the love, so there is like no reason to fear this. But because there is this change in mentorship, it's almost like the new teacher that is hiding behind the sail of, you know, this first mentor that shows up as the Hierophant is actually the magician. So there is this exchange in hats, basically, right? So it's like this opening of the mind, this opening of the consciousness. But there is this reassurance that the moment that this one, it's like the moment that this one completes their own role, right, which is to make sure that you are accompanied, it's like everything is just a mystery, because it feels like, you know, maybe there is this sense of being too young or too naive or too inexperienced for all of this magic, all of this unknown, all of this mystery, because we have the Page of Swords and then the Moon card. But the interesting thing about the moon is that this moon, it's kind of like the same thing as here, right? With the top of the hat of the magician, which feels like that opening up of the rabbit hole, right? I'm thinking of Alice in Wonderland, right? It's like it goes down, she goes down this rabbit hole, and everything from then on is like it's just magical, right? It's like it's, you know, at first, you know, there might be this strangeness of, you know, what is this new world that I'm entering? It's like I'm just arriving here, right? I'm just a baby in regards to like knowledge about this place. And yet there is this strange familiarity, this strange sense of being surrounded by love. So not fearing the unknown at all, because it's like it's not a death process. That's the thing, right? The death door is no longer here. It's only the enchantment, is what I'm hearing, of the magician. So it's like the magician is, it's not that it's playing a trick. It's like it's because this is the new teacher, it wants to be the channel, right? It wants to be the tunnel, right? Because imagine this as like it's like it's almost like a tunnel to time travel to a different reality or a different time, right? Remember that I was talking about how this might feel like it was torn down by the time, right, that, you know, has passed, right? So maybe it looks like a ruin, but maybe your perception going through this tunnel of the magician is like it's like it's going to reframe things. It's like it's going to color it with different paints, right? It's almost like the light is shifting, right? Because of the moon. It's like the moon is starting to grow. It's like it's talking about like these cycles, but the how it's like the lunar cycles are actually painting new colors or bringing new lights or reflecting back to us that are so new to these new colors, to these new lights, to these new spectrums of reality, if that makes sense. I know that this might be too out there, but it's just entering like that Alice in Wonderland type of reality, right? It's like it feels wonderful. It feels very saturated with color. It feels very rich. It feels very magical. It feels completely unknown and yet strangely familiar, right? Being surrounded by your ancestors, but now it's like they are giving way to like a mentor that is, it's almost like the magician is not a personality per se, right? The new teacher is the possibility of time traveling, if that makes sense. Like the time travel aspect is the magician, the time travel aspect is the new teacher, is the new lesson, and we're eager to learn it. I just saw 16, sorry about that, the phone cut there right when I was talking about the 1616, which might be the effect of this tower moment, right? So talking about the unknown, talking about this magician which we're so new to, right? What I was going to say is that if you look at, the top of the hat of the magician and this moon from almost like this top view, right? This bird's eye view, it feels like it's one and the same. And, talking about the new moon, which is the meeting between the sun and the moon, is like that's when we have this blind spot, right? It's like where apparently we have no light, right? Because there is, the position of the moon is not necessarily in a place where we can see it from this um the night sky, right, with our naked eye. But when it's starting to grow, and I feel like actually this it's like this waxing moon, that it feels like it's just the beginning of this bigger cycle of this re-entry of Pluto in Aquarius. It's almost like this very slow but steady progress where a blind spot that felt like it was just, this big black hole, right? This magical yet unknown and mysterious black hole of the magician actually is eventually going to show us these new lights and these new colors and these new waves of intuitive perception, right? So it's almost like we're going to slowly see more and more and more of, what hides behind the moon or what hides underneath the hat of the magician. But still, so far we are very naive, or it's almost like just like Alice, right? It's like the moment that she enters in that wonderland, it's like it's so fascinating and so enchanting and so incredibly mysterious, but also so exciting, right? Everything is so colorful and, so different from her previous reality, that it's like she's just a kid, right? She's just like the new arrival, the apprentice to the magician that is the new teacher, right? That is teaching through, like taking her to like these new colors, these new spheres, right, of reality. But is showing, it's almost like it's the opposite of the curtain opening, right? If we think of the magician as a presenter or as a host, right, for um, a performance, that is almost like this unveiling of what's behind the veil, of what's hidden underneath this magic trick, right? The magic of reality. It's like we're actually going to see the moon coming more and more into view, whatever that means. It's like we're going to have almost like the reflector, the mirror. We're going to have the surface that is actually going to serve as like the receptacle. It's like the thing that is going to bounce off the light that usually we cannot see, especially when it's the new moon, when the sun and the moon are together. But now it's like it's almost like Pluto, which is the god of darkness and shadows. It's like with this energy of Aquarius, which could be seen as this one big family, right? Humanity as our big family. So we're all coming or descendants from the same ancestors if we go back in time, right? But it's like it's going to require more and more cycles of the moon, right? Maybe throughout this entire passage of Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years for the entire moon to come and show us, right? It's like to open our antennas, to open our intuition, to open our hearts in a way that it's not going to make us feel as an apprentice or as inexperienced or as naive anymore, right? It's like it's going to ask for us to mature, ask for us to be prepared for this journey that, yes, some might feel like it's a tower moment, but it's almost like for us, it's intriguing, right? It's just waking up our curiosity even more. It's like we want to know what's on the other side of the moon or what's going to be revealed once this moon is full. And I know that we are still in the full moon energy, right? But it's almost like there is this promise of in time more will be revealed. We are already jumping into this, we are already crossing through this threshold. So what's next? It's almost like wait and see, right? It's like the moon is going to show more, right? Because the magician is going to show us more of the moon or on the moon, maybe I should say, right? Almost like as if the moon is like this screen, right? And that's the reason why the more it waxes, the more it becomes like into this full moon. It's like the more we're going to be able to perceive of the veil, right? Whereas before it was just like a blind spot, a black hole, not perceivable at all, right? So it's interesting because, going back to the veil that was dropping with this and, giving way to the new teacher as this time travel tunnel or channel or whatever it is, portal, it's actually going to, it's like it's bringing something new, right? If this was dropping, it's like the magician, the new teacher is bringing something new, and we are completely new to this teaching. It's like we are completely new to this mystery. It's like but it's interesting, right? It's almost like I'm embodying this energy. I'm like, okay, so show us already. So I am going to pull more cards to see where this wants to go next. And also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Bye.